Welcome back to Real versus Fake. We're going to have a look at an aftermarket Rado Captain Cook bracelet, NSA style here. What does an aftermarket bracelet look like? For one, it's a little light on weight. The original should be about 40 or 45 grams. Next up, the font. It's not deliberate, it's not deep, it is a bit shallow. You can see it barely etches its way through the surface right here. High polish. The original Captain Cook bracelet is a bit matte and certainly not high polish. Now, this bracelet, if it were completely original, is a vintage bracelet and there are no scratches anywhere. And even when we pop open the clasp, we'll notice not only does it look new, but there are no scratches inside, and we'll always look behind this extension. And again, it's clean. So this is an aftermarket piece. Now, aftermarket pieces may be new. They should be a little gray like this. The stainless steel turns gray over the years. This is an original piece. Look how thick these pins are, how thick the metal is that's wrapped around these pins, how uniform the metal is. Now we'll go to the aftermarket piece. You can see right away the pins are thinner. The metal that wraps around the pins is thinner. The metal is not folded over as uniform as the original piece. Next up, the snaking action. It's got a little bit of lateral movement because these pins are not put together as tight and as quality as an original vintage piece would be. Have a look at the distance between each pins, the link space here. That's right. There's quite a bit of distance between each one, and when we look at the original right here, we'll notice that distance does not exist. That's why the original does not snake as much. Also, going up and down the pin, we'll notice there's a lot more wiggle room and a lot more space between these links. Look at that, the up and down. Now looking here at this original, there's not nearly as much variation in space up and down the pin. Here we've got this model number, and if I recall, it might be for a Diastar, but it certainly doesn't belong on a Captain Cook bracelet. That is also a giveaway. Notice how thin the parts of the clasp are, and the edges are square and sharp. They have not been worn down. They have not been used. And the stiff folding action. For a brand new bracelet that's not been broken in, aka this aftermarket bracelet, that's what's happening. Thanks guys for joining Vintage Watch Street. I hope you learned something new.